Oh gosh. Oh, two videos in the same day. Yeah, I did my what I do video just a while ago about continuity, and there's some points that I need to just have it. I have to have it flow out of my mind onto this video log because when I make a what I do video, of course I'm trying to be more and sound more professional because this is my profession. I'm a Taekwondo instructor, but in my video logs, I want to be able to relax. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm relaxing. I'm having a conversation with you who's watching this video. You don't have to watch the other video first before you continue this video. It's not linked too much about that. This vlog today is just knowing more about me, more about my past. I started Taekwondo in 1990. My dad put me and my older brother into American Taekwondo Association school. Put us in there, and the idea for my dad was to learn how to defend ourselves. Money became an issue. Money became an issue, and my dad took me out and then took up my older brother. My older brother went for one more belt. I was a blue belt, then my older brother went to red belt. Excuse me. He went to red belt, but my older brother stopped. I kept going. I've always had that interest to keep going. So when I was 1993, 1993 when I stopped, I always had that urge to do it again, to train. I enjoyed the training. I did. I was a chubby kid. I am real chubby now, but I'm hoping to get rid of this. That's a different idea video. I I wanted to keep going. So my only source at the time was TV. If there was a martial arts movie on, I would always want to watch it. Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and of course Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. Watch their videos, whichever ones I could get my hands on. This is the time when VHS was the chosen way to watch a video. What's VHS? Wow, I feel old. If you're asking yourself what's a VHS, what's a VCR, well, I truly feel old. Oh gosh. Back to my story. Whatever I could watch, whatever I could watch, and of course, if I had my own copy of that movie, I would I would rewind it, watch the technique again. If I could do the technique, or if I thought I could do the technique, I thought it was hot stuff. Oh yeah, I was hot stuff. Woo yeah. I'm such a good martial artist now. So let's go to, oh, I can't put the year in my head. I think 96 when I started learning how to drive. I was 15 years old, started to learn how to drive, learner's permit, and 16 was when I got my license. I got my provisional license at age 16. There, I would travel to other studios. Of course, riding the car with my parents, I would catch a studio, it would say karate or kung fu and taekwondo. And whichever ones were nearby the house, because I was limited on how much gas I had. Oh, gas back then was $1.09 a gallon. $1.09. Oh, now it's like 4.25 if you're lucky for a liter gasoline. So I would travel to where I could go, whatever was nearby, and I would peek. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would do a little peek in the window so that I can watch, but then they can't see me. Obviously, once in a while I get caught. I would get caught, and then they invite me in. Mind you, I'm 16, 17 years old. Some of them even offered, hey, why don't you come on in and join the class? I guess I looked old. I guess I looked old at the time. So they would invite me in, and some would let me go for a week. I think was the most. And once they started talking about money, sadly enough, I disappeared. I disappeared. 1998. My younger brother gets a flyer in the school, not the mail. It's a flyer from the school for the outreach program, the same outreach program I teach for now. My younger brother had excuse me, had no interest, but I did. My mom gave it to me and I went. It was in the park. Uh, Saturday morning. The park was full of soccer players, and we have a small little corner where we would do our training. I signed in. I remember his first words to me. He looks at me and goes, "Instructor." He looks at me and says, "Wow, everyone's too you're too big for everyone here, huh? Tell you what, why don't you come to my last class where I have all the big kids?" Okay. I went out, had some lunch, and came back, and I did exactly that. Some pretty quickly, he caught that I had prior experience. I had technique. He let me wear my blue belt. That's where I stopped. Okay, I stopped at blue belt with the American Taekwondo Association. He let me wear my blue belt and honored it, and I immediately became a blue belt. One time he had to go out. He had to leave the class early. This is Saturday morning. There was only three classes, 45 minutes each class time. So from 9 to 9:45, 9:45 to 10:30. So for the 10:30 class to 11:15, he had to leave early, and his wife stayed behind to do the paperwork. He said he offered to pay me $20. Yeah, $20. Can you run this last class for me? He's like, sure, I'll do it. I thought, oh yes, 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 I'm hot stuff. I had this I had this drill planned out in my head that was supposed to work. I failed. Not only did I fail, I felt it deep down inside that I failed because the students weren't doing what I wanted them to do. They weren't doing what I wanted them to do. I don't think I ever told him that. I said, "Oh yeah, I did a good job. It worked pretty good." But then again, his wife was there, so I who knows what she really told him. After a while, he had an accident. Big, huge lump. I'm talking swelling the size of a fist. And I'm not joking about that. He's a mountain biker. So he fell off of his bike and hit his side here real hard. And he showed me the swelling. It was the size of my freaking fist. As thick as that. Can you imagine that on the side of your hip? So what happened is he needed my help. I never knew that he was teaching at 4 locations. 4. He needed my help at each one, and he offered to, kick me down some cash. I jumped for it. I went for it. Yeah, helped him out. So opened up my brain, and it was amazing. It was so amazing. Later on, he dropped it down to 2 because a new instructor came in, and he gave up 2 of his locations for that instructor to take. Take that back. 2 new instructors signed up. He gave one class to one instructor and the other class to the other. So I was just down to 2, and then my world suddenly closed up again because I had no desire to go to those other 2. Later on, I did because I don't have to worry about money. I didn't have to worry about it was free training. I talked to the instructors and they said, yeah, yeah, go ahead and jump on in. Uh, you're already helping out. Well, his name was Albert. You're already helping out Albert. Jump on in. It's like, yeah, it was free training. So I was being trained by 3 different instructors. That moment, though, I started to realize I had to separate what I learned from each instructor. Because what works in one class with one instructor doesn't work in the other instructor's class. And all the way throughout all 3 of them. soon enough, I took my first class. I took my first class, and I had so many mistakes were made there. That was my that was my true what's the word I want to use? That was my testing grounds. I tested all of my theories there. Attendance, it jumped up and down, up and down, up and down. And when I started to realize what was working, my attendance numbers stayed up. They stayed up. Then, not to make this video too long, my instructor left. No, I switched from that location I was responsible for, but it started to die because the recreation center, excuse my language, but they dicked us around. They put us into a tiny room. So I left that place and took over another place that was nearby on a different day because that instructor had been fired. That instructor had been fired, so I took over that place. Then for a while, another instructor left. I took over two of his. My instructor finally left. He retired. Mario, this is your location now. I took it. And in the process, in the middle of all that, a lot of mistakes I made. And I learned from each and every one of them. If you watch my other video, I also mentioned that between the first class I was responsible for and where I am now, whenever I had time, I would visit the other instructors in the program and take pages from their books with permission, from their books and weave them into what and how I teach now, into my method now. I was completely respectful. I always ask permission first, even though they say, Mario, you don't have to ask permission. I'm sorry, but this is my honor. Honor says, respect says, I must ask permission. And with their permission, it made it alright. I may have taken it word for word, the teaching, the drill, or whatever method they were using. Some I took word for word, some I modified into what I wanted to do with it. Now we're jumping all the way to 2012 right now. 2012. It's been a good. There's still a lot more that I have to test. A lot more that I have to modify. My head is full of exercises, drills, and teaching method. And sorting them all out now with 4 locations, it's becoming faster. I'm seeing what works and then getting the next one. Seeing what worked, take the next one. I kept them separate. I was in a different instructor's class. I kept what I think was good and just taught what the instructor taught, word for word. I often asked, how do you do your side kick? Okay. And then they would see me go to the student and tell them exactly how they wanted it to be done. I hardly ever, because it was out of respect for them, I never put my own method into their teaching when I would assist them. If I thought it had a good, if I thought it could work, I took them to the side and I whispered. I made sure I cleared it with them. Well, the free flowing stopped, but I might do this again. 2 videos. I might not. I don't want to sound like the usual YouTuber because I noticed a lot of videos. Okay, this video is going to be about. Well, we can already read the title, right? Please, please, this I should just end it, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.